my way of voguing. I want to vogue.
That intro is so intense.
Hello. It is because this show is super intense, man. There's like betrayal and there's more betrayal and bloodshed and dragon fights. But hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Melissa. I'm here with my friends talking about House of the Dragon season 2, episode 5. If you don't know yet, we go live every single Sunday, so hit subscribe and hit that like button, because that really helps out with the engagement on the YouTube overlords with this algorithm. Okay, so if you guys don't know yet, we always start out by giving our ratings of the episode. So, what's your ratings, my friends? This panel, my council.
2 out of 5 dragons.
Oh, nice.
Okay, 2 out of
2 out of
5.
5, huh? I'm gonna go. I'm teetering between 3 and 3.5 out of 5. I get why you went with 2 because not a lot happened, but it was a like Fallout setup episode, and so that's why not much happened. So I'm grading a little bit on a curve, and I feel like also nothing stupid happened. So unless I missed something, but it's my rating.
I give it a 3 out of 5 dragons because we already talked about like not much happens, but I was trying to think of things that that did happen that I was excited to see happen, or if something was new that happened, like Aemon becoming the regent prince. He got what he wanted since he was a kid. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's something new that happened. That's gonna be pretty major. He's already kind of like making moves already by like commanding the rat catchers be cut down, and I was like, man, they were still up there. That's horrible.
That
And
was a
then
good choice.
that was a good choice. Like, let the men be buried, because a lot of them were innocent. And then we also got to see him make a decision of blocking the gate so that the small folks don't get to escape. And that I felt so bad for them because we got to see Hugh. We got to see Hugh and his family again, and they are just getting worse. Like the daughter's not getting better. And with this conversation, we are informed that people have been fleeing King's Landing and going to surrounding cities to where other families live so that they could try to get a shot at living, because people in King's Landing are starving and they are seeing a dead dragon as like a really bad omen. I was actually surprised that like nobody was like cheering, because we've seen them cheer before at other things that Team Green have done. But when they see Melee's head being dragged through the city, they look horrified. What did you guys think of that scene?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
man.
actually. Oh, you go first.
Well, for me, it was the "it's only meat" line. Like, what does that mean? Does that mean that eventually we're all going to get to that conclusion?
I mean, it kind of takes away, I guess, the magic of the dragons for him, perhaps.
Yeah, I like that they set up like that. Until this point, dragons have been kind of like majestic and godlike, and that there's been such a long time of peace, which was a theme. Also, a couple other points, that they've never seen like a slain dragon, and the whole fantasy is kind of falling down from. But I thought you were going to reference the line when they're blocked in, where that guy's like, "We want meat."
Oh, and they all started yelling meat. I did get excited.
That's
I
right.
did join in on the
Meat.
chanting.
I did.
I was chanting meat as well. That was very fun for me.
I was watching that thinking like, okay, this is going to be a meme. Like,
Hello, Rob.
at some point,
Meat.
it's going to be like, oh, when you find out the restaurant's vegan, it's like, we want meat.
Okay, I have to confess something. Confession. These are my confessions. I accidentally saw, I think is a major spoiler on TikTok, because goddamn people have no restraint. I will not say what it is, Age. I will not say what it is. I won't say what it is until I see it happen in the show.
But you're upset.
I am upset because I was like, fuck.
Oh, I can't wait to get mad.
I was so mad. But, well, I'm mad because I saw a spoiler. I was mad at that. But then it also raised...
what you saw.
Huh?
Not necessarily what you saw.
No. Just the fact that I was spoiled.
The fact you saw it, yeah.
Yes, but it does raise questions for me. Like, I'm kind of confused as to what, how, when, where, how, huh?
I guess we'll get there when we get there.
Yes. If it happens this season, I don't even know. Hey, Christine, you're live with us again. So happy to see you live.
Hi, Chris. Hi, Rob.
Chris and Rob, let me know what you rate this episode 1 out of 5 dragons. So yes, what else happens in this? Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about how they choose their ruler, because this was like, I'm not really team Alicent, but I was feeling her frustration in this episode because she made a good point. She was like, my husband was like dying and sick for a long time, and I was ruling for him. And they're basically literally saying, yeah, but you're a girl. And I was like, damn, she's outruled by sexism and misogyny. And I was like, I feel the frustration, you know? And I love the way this was filmed, because like it kept like zooming in on her. And then we kind of hear like Aemon in the background, kind of like not super clear. So it's just kind of like zooming in, like it's letting Olivia really act in that scene.
I like that scene too. It was certainly a good directing choice, but like I have trouble empathizing with her because
Yeah.
you chose the sexist side and you're surprised. Like, hello, lack of penis, ma'am. Bye
She
bye.
may have had some confidence because it seemed to be okay when her husband was still around but sick, but now they're in war, so it makes it a little bit different. And I get that, but still, you know.
Yeah, I also think this is another point where like the show becomes a little muddled because of the changes they made
Mm-hmm.
from the book. I know I bring that up a lot, but um, in the book there is that whole misunderstanding doesn't happen. So of course Alicent is surrounded by a coalition that is more like, well, the heir has to be a man. But this time there's, since that's not really why they're there necessarily, it's like, yeah, why can't it be Alicent? It doesn't quite make as much sense, but yeah, so I was
It
like,
was a foregone conclusion for me. It was like they're gonna choose the dude. Moving on. Thank you.
I mean, I just knew it because in the book he is king, regent, and but at this point I didn't know what the hell to expect, because I was like, why did they make that change about him trying to kill Aegon? Now everybody's like sus about it. And at some point I thought maybe they were setting up like, oh, they're gonna do Alicent as Queen Regent instead of, I thought they were gonna make a change that big. But then they were like, no, you're a girl. And I was like, okay. So they're going with how it is in the book.
I've got something positive to say about like sexism in the show. Nothing positive about sexism, but a positive little example of the greatest power couple in all of Westeros, the phrase, "Oh my god, I want what they have." What was that? I loved it. Oh my god, they're awful people, horrible people. I do not trust them, but oh my god, they're so
Yeah,
together and
they
just
certainly are
doing their
not.
thing.
They are not Walder Frey. Like those
No.
are the ancestors there. But yeah, I always love, like, I'm always impressed with like the missions that the kids go on. So like Jace takes it upon himself to go over to the Freys and basically, so what was the conversation again? Basically asking them to bend the knee and then we'll give you, oh, that's right, they want Harrenhal. Why do they want that crappy melted
They've
castle?
probably never been there. They probably have
What
no idea.
And they're broke. Like, why do you want Harrenhal? I mean, I guess they don't know that they're broke
The
yet.
phrase is like they specifically want that bridge that they're on at the end, right? Like that's the same bridge from Game of Thrones we're talking about.
Yeah. They rule the twins.
Yeah.
How people get over. Yeah, but they already
Yeah,
have
so
that, right?
honestly, I get a little lost with the map. I'm not sure. I know they have Harrenhal, which is like important
Harrenhal.
for some reason, and then now they were talking to the phrase about this bridge.
Yeah, because that's right. Cregan Stark has the old men army coming down south, and I guess Jace went there to make sure that the Freys let them through.
That's correct. All of
Okay.
that's correct.
Yeah.
But I love your point about the kids because it's true. They do get to go on the most exciting parts of the show. Like we saw the Starks, now we saw the Freys. Even with the little boy, when they went to go see the Baratheons, I wish I was thinking about that all this episode. Like I want to see what the Baratheons are doing.
And I didn't think we would see Rhaena again because she went off to deliver toddlers and baby dragons to Jane Eyre, and then supposed to go to Pentos after that. But then we get to see her, and Jane Eyre is pissed because she's like, I asked for a dragon. And Rhaenyra's like, well, we brought you two. And she's like, they're still babies. You know what? You should have specified, is what Rhaenyra said, basically. And I loved it. She was just like, these kids are like going, head to head. They're not afraid. It's like they know what to say to these adults who, are supposed to like know more and whatnot. So I don't
That is
know.
quite nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
even
was
though I thought that was like
surprised.
kind of lame. I agreed with the lady that was like, my dogs are scarier than these dragons.
Also,
she
your
was-
grandma's
I
dead.
was-
It's
I
still
was
a
like,
dragon.
Don't try
It's
to get me
gonna
with
grow.
semantics. Like, it's a dragon, technically.
It's
gonna
like a
grow.
rotisserie
That's-
chicken.
It's gonna
That's
grow. And they
bad
grow
deal.
kind of fast. They grew
I mean, how
fast on
many
Game of
years?
Thrones.
Just a few
I was
seasons.
hold on. How many years take place in Game of Thrones? I was wondering this all episode long.
I don't know. I don't know how
don't
many
know.
years. We just know
Too
it's
many.
years.
Too
I
many.
always like, isn't it like, wasn't it over the span of how long the show is, which was like 8 seasons, or maybe like 7 years because they split 7 and 8.
I
Because
mean,
like
was
every
it?
season the dragons got bigger. So I figured, like a year went by. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I'm not sure,
I
but
mean,
I do want to deflect back to Jace because I feel like he was my MVP for the episode.
Yeah. Okay.
Besides
He's a
going
nice
and-
young boy.
Yes. So besides going and like doing all of the talking on behalf of his mom, the ending scene was great and it's leading up to something pretty awesome.
The ending scene of Jace's scene at the
yes.
twin.
Yeah, when he's
we're gonna
talking-
give the
when he's
dragons to
talking to Rhaenyra.
randos.
Yeah, basically they're gonna
okay,
look through
yes.
their bloodline and they're gonna find like people who left the bloodline and bastards and things
Oh,
like that
no.
that can
So they're-
ride dragons.
Is that
They're
where the guy
looking-
with the sick kid comes in? He's
Guy
got
with the sick
pale
kid.
hair.
Pale. Well,
Oh my god,
okay,
the guy, he
wait,
went to
wait.
the bar. He was like, I'm a Targaryen.
Oh, the bastard.
Maybe,
the fake
maybe.
Targaryen, or I guess real Targaryen. I don't know.
Huh.
Okay, wait.
His
Let's
kid
rewind it
looks
a little bit.
sick.
I want to make sure I understood this. So they're gonna look through their like the scrolls to find like who's a bastard out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or who married out of the family. Basically anybody that has blood that would allow them to ride a dragon. Because they're like, we have dragons, but we don't have dragon riders. So, and they have, what the hell's the name of the big dragon that Aemon has? Vhagar. So they're like, the more the merrier. You know what else bothered me in terms of a change from the book that made the show sound stupid, kind of like the earlier Alicent one, was in this one, they made Aemon kill Aegon, and then when Rhaenyra is like making a point, and it's a good point, if what happened in the book happened in the book, she's saying that Rhaenys fought 2 dragons and killed 1. But that didn't happen in the show. It happened in the book, didn't happen in the show.
Rhaenys fought.
Oh, it's because
they're saying
yeah,
like
it's 'cause
Vhagar is
no one's telling them.
too big.
No one's telling them what
Yeah.
happened. Yeah.
I know. I understand why like she thought it, but also it's just kind of like a dumb reminder of the change. And it like
Are we supposed
I
to
don't know.
assume that like
That's
a
it.
raven got sent and told them that it was 2 dragons?
Yeah, I mean they seem like they're aware of
Yeah.
generally what happened,
Mhm.
but she said that statement and it's factually incorrect within the world of the show. But in the book, that is what happened. So
I like that there's doubt. The thing is, like, no matter what, if I was dealing with Aemond in real life, I just wouldn't believe anything surrounding that guy. I'd be like, whatever shady thing is probably exactly what he did.
Love Bayla's conversation with Corlys. Yes, this was another.
Oh, that was nice.
That was another impressive scene because at the end of that conversation, he like names her as his heir, and that's something that I think Rhaenys was always trying to convince him, but he was kind of hesitant. And then I guess the way she presented herself to him, he was very impressed. But she's like, I don't want that, basically, because she's like, I'm fire and blood, not sea and salt, or something. She like
Do you think
denies
she knows
it.
about the bastard?
I don't think so. I don't know how she would know that.
no, I don't think so. But she did kind of say like
I just don't know who is she implying should be it.
I mean, why can't it be Jace? I know he's the heir to the throne, but why can't he have another throne? Because they don't have
What would
any
make
other
him
friends.
sea and salt?
A Valerian. He's a Valerian.
On paper.
Wait. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
He's a Valerian, so he's the
I
only
thought maybe they just all moved on from that lie.
No. Chris Dang rates it a 3.5 out of 5. So he's there with you, Andres. Is a result of last episode, so not so much
Chris
action,
is a
but
girl.
more on connecting with talks. Thank you, Adriana. Yeah, so I think we're all. Do you want to explain more about why you're rating it a 2, Age?
Yeah, nothing really happened. I really dislike the Daemon storyline. He's like playing a video game, but doing like all of the side quests. Like he's building a kingdom and like it's like Farmville. Like he's building his farm. He's like adding soldiers to the farm. He's like building the structures. Like he is on a whole trip having sex with his mom. What is like, I don't care. I don't care.
It's kind of, I don't love it because it just feels very separate from what's going on. But this is also not really helping because I feel like Rhaenyra almost has like 2 wars she's about to fight here. She has to fight off her brother Aegon, and then she has her uncle husband who hates her and wants to also be on the throne. So I'm not, he's doing everything for himself to gain power for himself. So it's not really making me enjoy this character much. But
No,
yeah,
it could be interesting in the future. I don't know.
I do like the scenes with him sitting on his dragon trying to intimidate those dudes. He didn't set them on fire.
They chose to get burned, right? They were like, we're not going to bend the knee.
He should have done it.
I assumed that he did. Where did they go?
He didn't. No, they went home and then he sent his soldiers to like steal their wives and steal their kids.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand what was happening there because I was going to ask, what secret deal did he make with the Blackwood dude?
Steal their kids. I don't know. I don't know where the kids went, but they stole them.
But then the Riverland lords come in the hour of the wolf. And then, so then that's their reaction to that little secret plan is like, you can't come in here trying to like take us. Is that what happened there?
We're not going to bend the knee just because you kidnapped our kids, I guess. Also, don't do that.
Okay.
We don't like it.
Okay. He should have just burned them. I thought he did. I missed this. Because they were like, we're not going to bend the knee. And you're not going to make good on your threat? Who are you? Daemon Targaryen or not?
He's playing side quests. He's playing a make-believe character. I'm not sure.
Honestly, I was a little confused as to what was happening there. And then what exactly is happening with the maids? We see the maid tell the city watch dude, I have an errand from Asaria. And then she goes to another maid. And then what's happening there?
I thought she was going to go spread rumors. I thought she was going to go.
That's what it sounded like based on Asaria's conversation with Rhaenyra's earlier in the show. Asaria's conversation with Rhaenyra earlier in the show. That the dragon was a bad omen and people within the city are talking about it and they miss having peace, and she's going to kind of plant seeds of that Rhaenyra is the key to peace, I guess, or something that's going to probably make people feel that way.
Okay, got it.
Good opener. I was shocked to see Aegon so burnt.
That was not good.
I told you guys he was not dead, but just heavily incapacitated for an indefinite period of time.
Mummy!
He said, "Mummy." There was blood coming out, and then like that maester moved his bone back into place, and it was like, yes, that
burnt to a crisp and broke a bunch of bones.
It's like Valyrian steel is not that protective. Then shatters that theory.
Do you think he said "mummy" because his mom left, or it was just one of those things like, "Oh, you said it right when she left. Gosh darn."
What's the difference?
I just want to know. How awake was he?
I was like, I want my mummy. That's what I saw it as.
Yeah, just honestly, kind of more of the same from Aegon, feeling a little
Yeah.
alone and lost. Kind of sad.
Like that dog, that good dog that has
He's like the
survived
good
all this
dog.
time.
Man, we don't
Yeah.
deserve dogs. He stayed loyal to his abusive dog dad. What else do I have here? What else happened?
Sir
I feel like
Crispy
there's
got
something
real
else.
quiet.
I wanted to talk about something else, but we went so quickly through things that I can't remember.
We can
Well,
go
that is a
back.
good point. Criston Cole, like, just staying quiet about Aemond killing or
But
trying
does
to
he
kill
know?
Aegon, and
But
then
He
wasn't.
does.
He wasn't in
and then
the air.
beyond that, saying like having the final say and being like it should be Aemond.
Oh, okay,
I think he's
what,
just a sexist.
None of it makes sense.
that's what
I
I
think
wanted to.
he's super sexist.
I remember what I wanted to bring up.
Is
This
that
is
what
the
it
second
is?
time, huh?
Like,
Who?
is it just sexism? I
Wait,
don't know.
hold
I
on,
think
I have
it's
a
also
theory.
bad writing.
Well,
But
No, I have a theory that I just made up right now. What
it's
if
more-
he clearly has? Oh, are we both talking at the same time?
Oh,
I'm
no,
so
go ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just made up this theory. What if, because he has PTSD from seeing the soldiers with the melted armor and getting crushed by the dragons and stuff, he has selective memory? Like, I'm not trying to give him the benefit of the doubt for any reason, but I do believe that PTSD has the capability of immediately erasing certain traumatic memories. Like, or because like if there were dragons fighting in the
does.
sky, everybody would have
And-
been looking up, but they were also running for their lives and seeing people melting next to them. So maybe he didn't look up.
you know, PTSD can do that. It would be kind of an interesting side storyline to have Criston Cole have memory loss from severe PTSD, but
I want him to suffer.
I don't know. I don't quite know that that's where they're going, but I didn't understand again the change they made with Aemon trying to take down Aegon, and now why Criston Cole is being completely quiet to the point where he's also picking Aemon to be the king.
Mm.
I
Well,
don't
they
get it.
became besties while they were planning strategies behind Aegon's back. So they're like in that together. But okay, so
Yeah.
this is the second time that we hear Alicent say, you know what Aemon is. She said it to Criston Cole, and then I think in episode 3 she said that to Rhaenyra. So like I feel like it's kind of broad for me. Like, what does she mean by that? Like, does she know that like Aemon hates his brother so much to the point where he would try to murder? Like, is that what she's getting at? Does she know that
Didn't he used to tell her that when he was little?
I want to kill my brother?
It does feel like they're making, and that's one reason I feel like they made the change of Aemon killing or trying to kill Aegon.
Mhm.
They're trying to make Aemon into like the villain
Baddie?
of the
Baddie?
show,
Mhm.
like the across the board, we all hate him, the villain of the show, or like think he's cool. Like some people
He's
like
been-
villains, I guess, but
He looks cool.
He's been
Yeah, I mean, eye
cosplaying a
patch.
villain.
Eye
For
patch
sure.
and biggest dragon, and then he has a sapphire, which he should just get rid of the eye patch. The sapphire looks dope. Like,
CGI though.
He still
And
looks
Costs
good
too
with
much.
he only takes it out like right when
when he
the
meets
deal
his.
is almost closed, you know, and he just needs that extra spark. He's like,
He only takes it off when he meets his prostitute fake mommy.
yeah, there you go.
I wanna see him not wear it all the time. So then we also see the Black Council, still more of the same here. Like they are still very frustrated with their queen, I gather. But now at the end of the episode, we see Rhaenyra sending Sir Alfred off to Harrenhal. Who else here is now worried for Sir Alfred's life, having to deal with Daemon?
I like that she gave him her secret. Like, me and my husband are having marital issues that are inconsolable. Please go in person and deal with it. Thank you. I trust you. Bye.
She is like, can you please go and find out that if he's gathering people for power for him or for me? It's like
You
she
think so?
knows-
You think he's a bad guy?
Not Alfred.
Huh. Oh, Damon.
Daemon. Because I feel like she knows exactly what he wants, which is he's the one who wants power. And I did appreciate, even though we have to be in Harrenhal, I did appreciate them showing us this actually being verbalized and not through a dream. Like he actually says it, I think, to was it the Alice Rivers? He says it like, you know, I'm gonna take over King's Landing. I'm gonna sit on the throne, and then Rhaenyra is more than welcome to stay by me if she wants. Like he finally like said it out loud, and I was like,
I think he's being manipulated though.
by Alice Rivers.
by the castle, by something.
Yeah, what I'll say about Daemon is I don't mind like the dream sequences. They can be a little interesting. I don't have any faith that they're going anywhere like important because I don't trust the writers that much with this. But yeah, I'm also a little bothered by the idea that like at season 1, it felt like he was too confusing of a character. And then it seemed like they were getting into a good place where it's like, oh yeah, he really cares about his own power and he's using kind of the Rhaenyra thing as like a Trojan horse for his own power a little bit. And now I feel like they're hammering it a little too much. Where he's like, there's no need to even call me king consort because I'm just the king and that's it. Like it's too like on the nose.
I agree with that, and I think that's why I'm just like kind of getting less and less interested in this character. Like, so I don't care to go like to a Harrenhal scene. Can we go back to King's Landing or Dragonstone?
I am interested in the Blackwoods and the Brackens though. They seem kind of interesting, especially the one that's helping out Daemon. He's a go-getter. He's cool.
The Blackwood guy.
I didn't realize that his brother was the kid that got killed in the, oh my God, was that the last episode or the one before that?
A kid got killed? I forgot.
He got a sword through his face on the ground. He literally went from alive, smash cut, dead. That kid that got into a little petty fight over some rocks.
I do not recall.
They were moving rocks.
It was at the start of an episode or two ago.
I just saw my notes. I saw the intro. I don't know if y'all did, but Rhaenys is not added to the tapestry. And
Nothing
I am
changed.
like, what the hell?
I wasted my time.
But then they're still showing fucking rat catchers. I think we care more about Rhaenys than rat catchers. Why was she not added to the tapestry?
Same complaint.
BS. I fully expected it. If you're not gonna add that major death, like there's no point in updating that tapestry.
Are they going to update like the whole thing? No, they wouldn't update the whole thing. I hope the next season has a different opening, by the way. The last
again.
I have a general note. Yeah. I went to watch some episodes from season 1 the other day and kind of went back and forth between season 1 and 2. Visually, they look extremely distinct. Season 1 looks kind of like a Marvel movie, the way that everything's shot, and like the season's very flat. I infinitely prefer it. It's very artful. It feels like the difference between a foreign film and an American film between seasons 1 and season 2. And I'm bringing this up because of something you just said that I forgot.
It was something about the intro and the tapestry and the rat catchers and Rhaenys.
Thank you. I hope they're not scared of changing it because while I was watching that, I don't think I even understand the first opening sequence. It's just blood.
Oh, I mean, I think they changed it for season 2 because like the first, like season 1, it's so dark. It's only blood. You can't really tell where, which, how. And then the tapestry, it's a lot better because you can see like the white and then you see all the colors and see what's happening. So yeah, still wish they would change the actual song, but
yeah, same.
But a lot of people still enjoy hearing the original theme.
I definitely feel like it's too late to change the song now. If they came in season 3 with like some remix, I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
You know how Game of Thrones, every time they have an important episode, they play the piano, and you don't normally hear the piano in the score. Like maybe it'll be a piano version.
The piano was very rare. Texas Taurus says that episode was whack. What do you rate it, Texas Taurus? Let us know.
They're right.
I don't know.
They are right.
I don't know when you joined us, but I rated it a 3. Age gave it a 2, and Undress gave it a 3.5.
I was teetering between 3 and 3.5. Maybe I'll make a decision by the end of the episode.
For realsies, though, I think my favorite scenes in the episode were Crispy, Aegon, and Corlys. Anything with Corlys in this episode I found extremely interesting because also, why would he want to be Hand of the King? What has he not given to this country? My goodness.
Did he feel like it was like a slap in the face? Like, oh, sorry, your wife died. Here's a nice piece of jewelry. Texas Taurus gave it a 2. So he's there with you. Or they are there with you.
2 squad.
2.
It was just whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not much happened.
Oh.
Which I had more So you said 1 star, maybe 2 tops. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. I I was expecting a little more than this, just because last week I found out from you guys that it's only 8 episodes. So this is not a standard episode 5. This is more like an episode 6 or 7.
Is anybody else sad? We only have 3 left.
I'm a little,
I was sad looking at
gonna
that
miss it.
rotten fruit at the beginning of the episode.
You were what?
That rotten fruit got me. It was so gross. Oh, you know what else was so gross? Sorry, this episode was weird for me. Corliss's castle, which I don't think we've seen, or his throne or anything. He has a statue off to the right side of him, and it's a man covered in barnacles. It is the most horrible thing I've ever seen in my life.
I did not notice that in his castle.
It was like many holes. Oh, it was so gross.
I hate barnacles though. Barnacles are always gross.
Yes.
We were told that Sunfire was dying, so they left Sunfire out in the fucking field. And that was so sad. That freaking scene of Sunfire nudging Aegon in the last episode was so cute. I like seeing the bonds between the dragons and the riders. That was adorable.
The real enemy is man.
So Aegon and his dragon are dying at the same time. That's kind of poetic, right?
Yeah.
They're like connected that way, like twins.
They should have given us a cross-cutting scene between Mummy and Sunfire, like saying something or like breathing.
That would have been weird. That would have been like the last episode of Game of Thrones where the dragon understood symbolism.
I am team. Oh, see, I have it there on my profile. Team Dragon now. I am feeling
for the dragons.
I am feeling it more. Like that was hurtful. Like Rhaenys loved her, so sad. But like the thing is, these dragons are being controlled by their riders, and they have to be like they have to do as they're told. They have to Dracarys, and like the light leaving from Melee's eyes. I was devastated. That was sad.
I have bad news for you.
Don't spoil anything.
I mean, all the dragons are gonna die.
I don't think they all die.
The last dragon's had 3 eggs.
Like
count them, 3 eggs.
I refuse to believe that they all die. At least one has to survive.
Dragons, man. I just
it's
want
the
dragons
beginning
to
of
stop
the end.
dying.
I want them to stop dying. I don't think I've heard from you guys in the chat. Do you have a favorite dragon or a dragon name? I asked this of my own counsel this question, but I want to hear y'all's favorite dragon name because I'm into it. What else happened in this episode?
Criston Cole cleaned a sword with a lemon and salt.
Was it?
It was a fresh lemon, and all those townspeople have those horrible rotten fruit, and Crispy Cole has got this fresh yellow lemon that he's not even eating.
Can we talk about the fact that like when they were carrying that box that was covered, Vermithor does sound cool. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
When they were carrying that box, I thought they were like, holy shit, do they have Rhaenys' body too? Because they brought Melee's. Are they going to show Rhaenys' body? I didn't think it was going to be Aegon. And I was like, damn, they put him in a box that was closed.
It had air holes, like a hamster.
It did, but it looked very uncomfortable. I was surprised that they held the king.
To let the steam
Yeah,
out.
actually, they probably couldn't even touch him. He was probably hot.
So what do the small folk think happened to him again if they know Aemon is the Prince Regent?
I don't know who's communicating to the townsfolk in their court.
Yeah, they didn't seem too like certain. What was that line when they're getting locked in and they're like, King Aemon? Like they were confused about what the heck was going on.
Oh, okay. So they don't really know what's happening.
Yeah, but regardless, I mean, he's got injured in battle.
Oh, he's resting.
Killing a big dragon, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that's the official story.
I just read a funny comment online. It said, I like how the cliffhanger is, damn, we have a lot of old paperwork to go through.
A lot of paperwork. Oh, yeah, they do.
It's true.
Who puts them up there?
So they don't know who married outside the family, though? Like, they don't have that knowledge on top of mind?
Well, the thing is, like, it would be like going through your whole family tree and trying to find, like, distant cousins. You know? I'm sure you probably have, like, some cousin in New Jersey you didn't even know about.
Why doesn't Rhaenyra just claim Vermithor?
Rhaenyra has a dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can claim more than one. Daenerys did it.
But you can't ride more than
She's the
one
only
at the
one,
same
though.
time. Oh yeah, Daenerys is a special breed.
Say that again. Daenerys is special, chosen one. Already went on a rant.
Mm.
But okay, but here's the thing: if she were to claim Vermithor, because Vermithor I think is the second largest, she could just ride that dragon instead of Syrax. Why are we not?
I don't know how this thing with the dragons works. I like genuinely like I think they have to die to go claim another. I don't know. It's magic.
Vermithor is a free dragon right now. I don't understand why she can't just do that.
So is Sea Smoke.
Yes, but Vermithor is bigger.
Have we seen Vermithor?
Yeah, we saw Daemon singing to him or her by the end of season 1.
What?
Yeah,
That's
that
a
scene
thing
was
in the
there
show?
for that scene. That scene was there for reasons I don't know why. Was he checking if Vermithor's alive? And why does he live under the volcano cave thingy?
Oh, apparently in the books, dragons live in caves, and George R.R. Martin is upset that there's a wild dragons out in the wild storyline in the show. He's very frustrated. He says that they should be around their cave, their singular cave that they have.
Well, we do see Sea Smoke like flying around Dragonstone
George is mad about that.
because Sea Smoke should be in a cave.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really care for that complaint. Like, I know it's his world, but like, sure, let there be wild dragons. That sounds more interesting than, oh, I don't know where the dragon is except that cave it's been living in for 500 years.
And I also saw scenes from next episode, and it looks like Rhaenyra goes to see Vermithor, and I'm like, okay, are you going to claim this dragon so you can just ride this one?
I don't watch the previews.
I do. I try to watch it all. That is my thing that I try to do is I watch that and then inside the episode. Oh, okay. We also have Helena, who knows everything.
Right?
I love her.
He says, was it worth the price? And then he just looks at her.
I don't like how they
Yeah.
cut that. They just cut away. Like, I want to know.
I want to see the conversation.
Yeah, it was cut like a CW drama.
They
It's like, let me ask
never-
you the question. And then I don't know what they answered.
They've never had a scene together. And I thought that would be like a great opportunity to see these two characters have a scene together.
They really haven't. They really
No.
haven't.
No.
She doesn't have many scenes in general. But yeah, on some level, I kind of buy that he just walked away without saying anything.
Really?
I do. Because his sister's weird and he's evil. So
She's weird, but she's clairvoyant.
Is he
those
evil?
things.
My thing is like he's always wanted to be the bad guy and wanted to be the villain and whatever. Like he's been dressing like it. He started doing bad stuff, but
I
like
know. They
is
definitely
he doing
made
bad
him
stuff
just
for the real? Uh-huh.
they've made him purely evil on the show, right? Like
Well,
he just kills
I don't
people and
know.
tries to get power. That's all
He
he
was
does.
more fit than Aegon on paper.
yes.
Yeah, he was more ready to like
Take on
he had a plan. But also his plan is like more evil right off the bat. He's like, trap everyone in, don't let them have meat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So what's the
why?
motivation behind that? Why would he do that to the small folk?
I think he's trying to control communication.
Yeah, they said like something about people deserting King's Landing because of
Yeah,
such
'cause they're
and such.
hungry.
And obviously they can't like lose people if there's a war. They might need to use them as cannon fodder.
Use
King's
the small
Landing is
folk,
a terrible place for small folk.
use small folk to what?
Well,
Fight people.
there used to be something called the military draft that thankfully we've never had to deal with. But people used to have to fight for their country or
So you think he wants to
such
keep them in
against
case
their will.
people?
I don't know if that's exactly what the idea is, but I know that if you are in war, you don't want to be bleeding your population. You want to be in control.
I never thought of the King's Landing as like turning the civilians into soldiers, and I think that's a symptom of Game of Thrones because Cersei called upon the Golden Company.
Yes. Oh yeah, she did.
I
She
forgot
did.
why.
They
If they
came-
could have always done a draft.
They came all the way from I think across the narrow sea.
Game of
Right.
Thrones.
to fight for her.
They're gonna do not quite a draft, but they're going to figure out who they can get to ride dragons on the other side.
That's very dangerous, by the way.
You mean on the black side, right? They're gonna try to figure out
On
who
the
can
black
claim.
side, they're going to start recruiting people for sure.
The thing is, like, would you give a dragon to just somebody who happens to be your cousin? That's a terrible idea. Horrible idea.
She might be desperate enough because she needs. They have no army,
They don't have anything, yeah. So
Oh.
and then they have Vhagar. I love how she was like, either Aegon is alive or dead. We still have Vhagar to worry about. Like that is the target that they're worried about. She has a point. She has a good point. All righty. Did we have anything else we wanted to mention? Is anybody worried about Lady Jane? I'm kind of worried that she's going to be so pissed that to the point where she's like, peace out, Team Black. She has baby dragons.
She's the Tully?
Lady Jane is
the Tully.
the one with the baby dragons. Is she a Tully? No, she's Aaron.
Yeah, she's supposed to give them 15,000 soldiers.
Oh, yeah, she is.
By
She
the
is a
way,
Tully.
That's right.
the Vale always supposedly has this massive army, and I don't know where they live because I've only seen the Vale as like a big
in the sky
bridge
castle.
in the sky. Yeah.
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 So then
That's where they live, basically in the sky.
She may pull her army out if she's like pissed off. I kind of thought about that.
That's what it seems like.
Baby dragons.
Everybody wants dragons.
You got to take care of your people.
Which this begs the question, somewhere in her bloodline, is somebody a Targaryen? It's like, how are you going to use dragons?
Did they say Tarly in this episode, by the way? And they're like, you want me to give a dragon to a Tarly? And I'm thinking, is Sam a Targaryen too?
Sam?
Sam. What's his name?
Sam.
Tarly. Sam Tarly.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of them have Targaryen blood. I was watching a Game of Thrones video, and like Robert Baratheon has Targaryen in his bloodline, which I didn't realize. Yeah. It's a long line of blood riders. Or sorry, not blood riders. Those are Dothraki. I mean, dragon riders. Okay. Does anybody have anything else they wanted to mention? Nothing else.
Is that everybody? That feels.
Yeah. I am
wrong.
looking at my notes to make sure we covered everything, and I think we did.
Oh, there was one thing when Rhaenyra was complaining about she was complaining to Jace about like the power of the crown or the responsibility of the crown. And for a moment I was watching her frustration and I went, that reminds me of Viserys. That was very well done. It was like the
crown.
I don't know. There's an episode he was talking to Daemon and he was like saying all the same things. And I'm like, you are your father's daughter.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Good old King Viserys.
This episode was mid and I feel like the show is getting worse.
I mean, I kind of thought about that. I was like, if you're giving us this dragon fight episode 4, like kind of peaked. What's gonna happen from there?
Like the conversation with Bela and Jace, like I don't care. I could not care less.
That was a scene that was good because it pushed the narrative. Like we saw Jace go to the twins after that.
I didn't connect it at the time. I know like Rhaenyra was like, I didn't tell you to go.
Yeah, she was mad, but good thing he
like,
did. Because
nothing happened.
I think
yet a lot happened.
Yeah.
I will agree that the episode was pretty mid, but the ending got me hyped.
The ending.
Let's give random people dragons.
Yeah.
Let's give random people dragons. Yeah,
You're a Targaryen. Oh yeah, for real. That's exactly the language to use. A filler episode, for real.
I mean,
yeah, it's just a shame in an 8-episode season that you
that's
have.
Why I'm sad. That's not 10. I'm sad.
Where'd the budget go?
I mean, maybe the dragon fight, and maybe we'll get another dragon fight, but I don't know. But I did feel like we peaked there, and I was worried about it. Like, okay, that's the mid-season. It's like, what's going to happen in the last 3? Like, how are you going to keep this momentum up? That's a lot of pressure.
There's some stuff that could happen that's a lot more interesting than episode 4, but they did waste an episode, I feel like, a little bit.
Maybe they had to get through it to get to whatever the next thing is.
Yeah. Okay. Bet. I guess we are done. I will see you guys next week. I'm going to hang backstage and say bye-bye to my friends. And remember to hit subscribe, hit the like button, and share this with your Game of Thrones and House of Dragon loving fans. I have one more comment. Writer strike, and that was going on when they were filming. Yeah. Well, the thing is, when the strike was going on, they were still allowed to continue filming. So I don't even understand. And then they're under a
this
different
was in the
contract.
UK.
Yeah, it was different contracts. So I don't think they were affected by that, but we'll never know the answer. It's HBO. Anyways, bye-bye. Good night, guys.
Bye.